Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
It's a good, the tweet went out today, I assume, again?
Every Friday.
Well, you know, they broke protocol then last week because they also sent out a tweet during the Super Bowl.
Well.
Because it makes sense.
And it was during the weekend.
Oh my Lord, can you believe it? Are you ready to be shocked once again? Gina Carano has been fired from Lucasfilm and The Mandalorian because she just couldn't stop shitposting god-awful takes on social media that, among other things, mocked trans people, supported QAnon and Pizzagate conspiracy theories, promoted anti-mask and false COVID narratives, and more recently compared being a conservative in America today to being Jewish during the Holocaust.
Sounds like you're just anti-conservative.
Sounds like this cancel culture has finally come for her.
Yep. She just supported free market economics too dang much. They had to silence her. Mm-hmm. No, it's... Anyway, yeah, it's not like this is an all of a sudden out of the blue thing either. Like, she's been posting shit like this for the past, like...
Months?
Few months at least. Seemed to, like, really start going back in August of last year when... She received a little bit of backlash for some posts she made that were seemingly critical of the Black Lives Matter movement and the protests. It appears as though the discourse surrounding her posts in August led her to continue posting divisive rhetoric to her accounts. Literally anything that would piss people off at any moment in time based on what was currently happening. She got a taste of those liberal tears.
She couldn't stop drinking.
Yeah. Don't drink too many liberal tears. They will be addicting.
Yeah, so the Black Lives Matter post led into COVID denial and anti-mask posts. She mocked people who added pronouns to their profiles because she claims she felt bullied. Though for a brief moment, her co-star Pedro Pascal seemed to make at least some sort of progress on that front.
The man's a saint.
She made a post saying, yes, Pedro and I spoke, and he helped me understand why people were putting them in their bios. I didn't know before, but I do now. I won't be putting them in my bio, but good for all of you who choose to. Which,
that's fine.
It's progress, yeah. That's the thing too, is it's like a lot of these posts are a lot of ignorant posts. And it's like all of these could be learning lessons for her, but she just kept going worse and worse and worse as if it was a challenge to try to piss people off. Yeah. And that's why people were tired of it.
Yeah.
So, look, the election also happened, of course, and surprised, she made a post alluding to the fact that the election was being stolen, saying, we need to clean up the election process so we are not left feeling the way that we do today. Put laws in place that protect us against voter fraud.
Oh, that's... You know what?
We should do that.
We should make voter fraud illegal.
Yeah, God.
Oh, my gosh.
Why didn't we think of that?
We should look into these elections. Maybe recount... Oh, we did? Oh. How many times?
A lot.
Well, I still don't like the results, so seems fishy to me.
All right, well, these posts didn't do it. Maybe I could come up with something else, something that really gets people going.
Oh, you know who gets real mad when you talk about stuff? Jews.
Yeah. In January, she appeared on the Right Wing Federalist podcast to complain about how woke you needed to be, and that she and others who think like her were being silenced in Hollywood.
I love celebrities going on like shows and being broadcast out to the world and complaining about how
they're being silenced
when like the exact opposite is true. Mm-hmm. Like the funny thing about Gina Carano, The Mandalorian, is like when she first got cast, a bunch of Star Wars fanboys were like, boo,
Mary Sue.
Yeah. This is bullshit. And then
she has to come in and save the day?
Yeah, but then as soon as like her views became more obvious.
She is our queen now.
Now they're all mad that she lost her job. But they didn't want her to, there's a bunch of fucking YouTube thumbnails from The Usual Suspects in that world that are, it's so funny. Anyway, all this leads us to this past week and the post that got her fired from Lucasfilm. She posted too hard. So Gina Carano decided to post an image and a caption that alluded to sort of comparing the experience of Jewish people during the Holocaust to hating someone for their political views.
Yes.
Apples and apples, as they say. So that post, the final straw, and Lucasfilm quickly made their decision and released a statement that said, Gina Carano is not currently employed by Lucasfilm, and there are no plans for her to be in the future. Nevertheless, her social media posts denigrating people based on their cultural and religious identities are abhorrent and unacceptable.
So, yeah, how in the fuck do you take a gig working on a massive project for Disney, of all companies, and then just throw it away so you can shitpost on the internet? All she had to do was not be on social media posting ignorant take after ignorant take. And it, like, even with the post about the pronouns, it's like she learned at least a little bit, but learned from that. And it's like, okay, well, maybe you're wrong. Maybe that. And maybe you should just stop posting. if you just stop posting, you could have a long, fruitful career in the Star Wars universe. But no, she just kept posting bullshit.
Also, the thing about like pronouns, like of all issues, is like it doesn't fucking affect you at all. It doesn't affect any fucking cishet people at all. You can go through life not ever having to acknowledge it. It's just a thing some people do, but it does not affect you at fucking all. Why are you mad? Why the fuck are you angry?
Yeah, and this is like the other thing too, is like cancel culture, and a lot of the arguments I saw online are people like, that's it, they're coming for everyone, and everything you've ever said on the internet is gonna come back and haunt you, and it's just like, okay, well, there's a difference between if Gina Carano had posted this shit like 12 years ago or something and was like, oh, no, well, what an idiot. I was an idiot back then. I shouldn't have posted that. I apologize. But instead, just consistently posting through as you're getting, like, as people are just like, hey, can you calm down a bit? Like, this is actually hurting people's feelings.
There's a difference between, like, having the occasional atrocious take and, like, what happened with Gina Carano.
Especially when you work on Star Wars.
Yeah.
Anyways, I can't wrap my head around the idea of why you would continuously post shitty, mean, ignorant, and at the very least, incendiary takes on social media when all you have to do in order to continue a very nice gig for one of the biggest franchises in entertainment history is simply just shut the fuck up and not post bullshit on your Instagram and Twitter feed.
Just sitting here in my Hollywood Hills mansion overlooking the city, eating my cereal out of a golden bowl. Man, I feel just like one of those victims of the Holocaust.
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
It's
someone
odd.
said something mean to me on Twitter, so basically Auschwitz.
Like, okay, dude, if you're working at a job and they say, hey, like any job, and they're like, hey, can you knock it off with the posts? You're making people angry, and by proxy, our company is looking bad. Look, you could just quit your job and keep posting, or they might fire you. Like, it's just something that you have to get used to because social media is so ubiquitous now.
Yeah, and different employers are going to have
different takes on
this. And, but yeah, if your boss has already talked to you and said, hey, maybe cool it with that shit, and then you just keep doing it, like, yeah, you're going to get fucking fired. This isn't new.
Yeah, it's not cancel culture if a company fires you for shit posting. She still has access to all of her social media accounts and has the ability to spew her thoughts wherever she wants.
This is actually great for her career in a lot of ways.
But Star Wars doesn't want someone toxic working for them on a now beloved franchise. Like, what are you doing? She knew this was coming. It's not like this is the first time her post sparked backlash, but she continued to post shit like this knowing full well that her bosses were going to have to step in at some point, and we'd venture to guess that someone on her team had already spoken to her about it. But nah, she just had to get all these hot takes out there and fall on the knife to become a martyr to shitty conservative takes or something. Like, I will be the martyr for this cause.
I mean, at this point, getting canceled is a career boost for a lot of people. Like, it was real funny when, like, this sort of out of left field, off topic here, but a New York Times columnist, Barry Weiss, just got hated on constantly for having atrocious takes about everything, but kept her job. Her job was never at risk, so she finally just quit the New York Times and was like, I've been canceled. It's like, no, you quit. People just criticize your articles on Twitter and you quit your job. Yeah. No one canceled you.
Or it's like Trapped, where no one's listening to you anyway, so you go crazy right-wing and start saying a bunch of bullshit, and at the very least, you make the news.
Yeah. Anyways, Ted Cruz, who obviously has nothing better to do this week, is Congress even in session? He chimed in, showing the world that she deserved to be fired, because anyone or anything that Ted Cruz supports is almost always a bad idea. By the way, can we get a look at Ted Cruz's fucking hair? What is that? What is on this man's head?
What is going on with this? Why? I'm confused and angry.
Okay, yeah. There's no way he got that haircut for any other reason than to specifically piss us off. Well played, sir.
Yeah.
Anyway, Mr. Cruz, business in front, party in the back, he shoved his way into the Gina Carano discourse with the following very stupid tweet, where he essentially admits he's never even seen a Star Wars. Texan Gina Carano broke barriers in the Star Wars universe. Not a princess, not a victim, not some emotionally tortured Jedi. She played a woman who kicked ass and who girls looked up to. She was instrumental in making Star Wars fun again. Of course Disney canceled her. Ignoring the fact that, like, Princess Leia even existed.
Yeah.
No other woman has ever kicked ass in a Star Wars.
Ted Cruz interprets movies incorrectly all the time, though, so this is nothing new. One of the best dunks on Ted Cruz happened really recently because the star of his favorite movie told him to shut the fuck up and then pointed out that Ted Cruz had pathetically personalized and autographed from him. That actor being Carrie Elwes from The Princess Bride, who tweeted, "How does it feel to know that not only the entire cast and crew of your favorite movie, The Princess Bride, but almost the whole entertainment industry have nothing but rabid contempt for you? Hashtag inconceivable? I think not, you miserable rouse." Cruz replied with the signed photo, seemingly made out to Cruz himself, saying, "Does this mean you want your picture back?" To which Elwes replied, "Nah, you can keep it as a reminder of how tragic it is that you had to have someone forge your name, which makes sense since you are a forgery."
Oof.
And yeah, different handwriting, different sized marker. It says to Senator Cruz, but it doesn't look like it's written by the same person.
Ugh.
So just absolutely wrecked, especially because it literally is Ted Cruz's favorite movie. He quotes it all the time.
Yeah. He's like one of those guys who thinks Rorschach is the hero from Watchmen.
Yeah, and
which is like a solid 50% of the Watchmen fan base, to be fair. But
Thanos is a Democrat. Just lovely stuff.
But we were talking about Gina Carano being canceled. She can't do anything anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So she's fired from Lucasfilm, but that doesn't mean she can't set the world on fire working for any other company, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like she's already signed another big Hollywood deal, thanks entirely to her being canceled by the radical, woke, communist, socialist Hollywood elite.
Mm-hmm.
She's now going to be making movies with little Ben Shapiro and the Daily Wire.
Yeah.
What an upgrade.
Fantastic stuff.
Still, I mean, not quite getting canceled if you're immediately signing deals with another production company, no matter how terrible the result might be, especially when that deal is on the table as a direct result of your social media posts and subsequent job loss. But whatever. Here are the details of Carano's new endeavor from Deadline.
Less than 24 hours after her explosive ouster from Star Wars series The Mandalorian for incendiary social media posts, Gina Carano has hit back at her detractors and revealed a new movie project she is making with conservative website The Daily Wire. Carano told Deadline, quote, "The Daily Wire is helping make one of my dreams to develop and produce my own film come true. I cried out and my prayer was answered. I am sending out a direct message of hope to everyone living in fear of cancellation by the totalitarian mob. I have only just begun using my voice, which is now freer than ever before, and I hope it inspires others to do the same. They can't cancel us if we don't let them." Inspiring stuff.
I am so excited for whatever the fuck she's working on.
This movie is going to be, I hope Kirk Cameron's in it.
Yeah.
I hope it's like a...
I believe the Daily Wire specifically has only produced one film so far, but it's this like total fucking conservative fantasy. It's a school shooting movie, but like where one of the students, like her dad actually trained her like what to do in this situation. And it's just, it's like a fucking 2% on Rotten Tomatoes because people are like, what is this? This is tasteless.
I legitimately cannot wait for this movie.
No, I will watch whatever the fuck it is. I hope it's like, I hope she wears her grievances like on her fucking sleeve.
Yeah.
Like it's literally.
You want to know where I got these scars?
I hope it's
The internet was angry at me.
I hope it's an MMA movie where like they like force her to fight a transgender female and
she wins.
She overcomes. Yeah. She wins.
And then the transgender.
Although if she wins,
you were right.
Yeah.
You were right. I'll take the pronouns out of my profile.
Yep.
If I beat you in a wrestling match, you got to take the pronouns out of your profile. And I get to put beep, bop, boop back in mine.
Well, if I win, then you have to transition into a man, Gina Carano. Game on. That's going to be the movie.
Yeah.
I'm calling it right now.
Anyways, little Ben Shapiro added this. We could not be more excited to be working with Gina Carano, an incredible talent dumped by Disney and Lucasfilm for offending the authoritarian Hollywood left. This is what Daily Wire exists to do. Provide an alternative not just for consumers, but for creators who refuse to bow to the mob. We're eager to bring Gina's talent to Americans who love her, and we're just as eager to show Hollywood that if they want to keep canceling those who think differently, they'll just be helping us build the X-Wing to take down their Death Star. Ben Shapiro is a cornball.
He is pure cringe.
Yes.
Also, I feel like Ben Shapiro, of all people, if it had been anyone else comparing literally anything else to being in the Holocaust, would probably feel a lot differently about it, seeing as he's a pretty hardcore Zionist and probably correctly treats the Holocaust as a very serious thing that you shouldn't compare trivial things to. But I don't know. I can't see inside of his brain. Anyway, it should also be noted here that because of her involvement as a strong female lead in a Star Wars property. Carano was absolutely not loved by the same, like we said before, she was not loved by the same community that is now embracing her for her anti-woke sentiments online. She was called a Mary Sue. It was claimed that her character further pushed a feminist agenda, and this is just more SJW bullshit. A woman carrying a sword or a gun, a woman wearing a helmet.
Hey, hold on, buddy. That woman is going to post some ignorant shit online. Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's all good now because now she gets to make a movie with the Daily Wire.
Yeah.
So certainly a career move.
Yes.
Great job. Pedro Pascal, on the other hand, despite appearing in a terrible Wonder Woman movie recently, which could have been catastrophic to his career, he is still excelling and landing even more notable gigs, including a lead role in the upcoming HBO adaptation of the wildly successful video game series The Last of Us.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, we were already pretty excited for this adaptation because it's the first new project from the creator of one of our favorite HBO limited series, Chernobyl, Craig Mazin. But now that the casting news is starting to roll in, it looks like this might actually live up to the hype. Pascal has been cast as Joel, and Game of Thrones star Bella Ramsey will be playing Ellie. I mean, there's not much information out there aside from that. No idea when this is going to come out. But in interviews and statements last year, everyone working on the project basically said they were waiting for the sequel to the video game to come out, and then they could move forward with this adaptation. Now that they have the leads, everything else should be falling into place. So expect lots more Last of Us updates in the coming months.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. I'm curious if it's just going to be a sort of like direct adaptation of the plot of the game. Because like those games are kind of just like movies in their own way. Mm-hmm. Storytelling is front and center. So it's like, are they just going to, is it just going to be like cutscenes of the movie?
I don't know.
I'm curious. Like it's got a good crew involved and it's a good story. But like, I'm wondering how close it's going to be to the source material. Anyway, speaking of casting news, and specifically relating to video game adaptations, it was a big week for the Borderlands movie that exists. And yeah, this thing's shaping up to be filled to the brim with big-name actors, which is strange and leads us to believe that this film is almost certainly going to end up being some kid-friendly romp. But we've been wrong before.
Yeah, sure.
It's just an odd idea for a film. And Eli Roth is directing, and now they're lining up absolutely massive stars. I don't know. We're going to stick to our previous prediction. Either this is going to be one of the best movies ever made or a complete mess. No in between.
Yeah.
So here's the latest from the Borderlands movie.
We previously reported on the news that Cate Blanchett was on board to play Lilith, and then it was announced that Kevin Hart was brought in to play Roland. And this week we got news that Jamie Lee Curtis will be joining the cast as Tannis, and that they finally found their voice for Claptrap with Jack Black. And look, that makes total sense. It's not bad casting at all. Makes me more excited for the movie. But it just leads us to believe that this is basically going to resemble something similar to the Jumanji reboot. And literally Jack Black and Kevin Hart were both in that, in a video game. But at least the Jumanji remake was good, so that provides a little hope there. And look, honestly, just kind of baffled and very curious. Hopefully this is a great movie. Eli Roth did do that House with the Clock in Its Walls movie, which is like more family friendly. So look, fingers crossed. I want a good Borderlands movie. Don't get me wrong.
It would be cool if this was good.
What a wonderful surprise that would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the video game adaptation news does not stop. It just keeps going. This week, it was also announced that Sonic the Hedgehog 2 has an official release date. Mm-hmm. You'll remember Sonic the Hedgehog, the first one, because it was, for a lot of people, the last movie that they got to see in theaters before the pandemic, really hit hard here in America. And it's looking like the sequel to that movie might actually be the first movie that you get to see in theaters once everyone's vaccinated and we achieve a healthy level of herd immunity. Yeah. It's safe to go out.
Yeah, we hope things are back to normal before then, but with how everything's been going lately, Sonic the Hedgehog might literally be both bookends to a deadly global pandemic.
Sonic started this, and only Sonic can end this.
Yeah. I mean, he needs to go fast enough to circle the Earth, to spin back time, to before that guy ate the pangolin.
Yeah.
Anyways, wild. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 will hit theaters on April 8th of next year. And in the very short teaser trailer that accompanied the release date, it points to the fact that obviously Tails is going to be joining the film this time around.
Oh my God.
Just like he appeared in the second Sonic game.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Anyway, here's an update to a story we covered a few weeks back about Dave Chappelle's plea to his fans to avoid watching episodes of Chappelle's show on streaming platforms that weren't obligated to pay him for the ability to stream his content due to the piss-poor contracts that he was coaxed into signing early in his career. Some good news. He's reached a deal with Comedy Central and streaming platforms that will give him back the license to his show and bring in the money he rightfully deserves for making it. So that's good.
From The Hollywood Reporter, in an Instagram clip posted on Thursday, Chappelle revealed that the Comedy Central show he created and acrimoniously left returned to the streaming platform on February 12th, just over 2 months after it was pulled at his request. Quote, "I asked you to stop watching the show, and thank God Almighty for you did," Chappelle said to his fans. "You made that show worthless because without your eyes, it's nothing. And when you stopped watching it, they called me. And I got my name back, and I got my license back, and I got my show back, and they paid me millions of dollars. Thank you very much."
That's cool.
Which is great. I mean, he did go down to Texas and get COVID and hang out with Joe Rogan.
He's made some questionable decisions during the pandemic, and Dave Chappelle is not without his faults. He is not a perfect person by any means, but he is still one of the greatest.
Yes, one of the greatest of all time, and I'm very glad that he got his money for his show because he deserves it.
Yeah.
Anyways, some Jackass news, very sad Jackass news.
I think this is great news.
Well,
I think they trimmed just the right fat.
Okay, so Bam Margera is not going to be in the Jackass 4 movie.
Perfect.
Bam Margera has had a very troubled couple of years. Mostly, it seems like the death of his friend Ryan Dunn really is what put him over the edge. Having said that, it should come as no surprise that he was very much an alcoholic, addicted to substances like cocaine and other stuff before that. But look, here's the thing. This is what makes me upset about the whole thing. Is like Steve-O's been great. Steve-O's been sober since Jackass 3D. He stayed with it. Yeah. He's doing very, very well for himself. He's completely sober. He hasn't relapsed. Bam got really bad. Yeah. Really bad for a very long time. Then last year, Bam got clean. And I follow him on Instagram. And it has been an inspiring journey. He turned his life around. He's got a kid. He has been skateboarding a lot more recently. He seemed healthy and happy. And I didn't even know about this Jackass 4 news until my Instagram feed this week. I was like,
well, he's the one that revealed it.
Oh, yeah. Because I was like, oh, no, what's happening? I started watching videos. I'm like, fucking Bam's drunk again. This is really bad. He's drunk. He's like out partying with people. Yeah. He like rolled his ankle so he can't even skate. And then the news came that he'd been fired from Jackass 4. And apparently it's because they have been drug testing him and testing him for alcohol. And he relapsed. But dude, look, it's just sad because this dude clearly doesn't have control. He has a huge substance abuse problem. And he's fully relapsing right now, like in front of the world. He's been deleting posts and making posts, deleting posts.
It fucking sucks. It's just like, if Steve-O, of all people, could like come back from that shit. Like, because he makes it sound like he's just being abandoned, but it's like, I don't believe for a second that
he's certainly a toxic person who is a detriment to the entire production. Yeah, but it just sucks to watch.
I imagine that in the lead up to this, the rest of the Jackass crew probably personally like reached out and tried to help him. And it sounds like that didn't work. Well, anyway, he's always been my least favorite character.
That's the saddest part about it, though, is that I've been following for so long, so I got to see like, hey, look, he's doing great. And then literally this 1 week, everything fell apart. So it has been emotionally draining to watch happen live.
Yeah.
I mean, we said when this movie was announced that it was a bad idea. Not just because
they're too old.
Yeah, they're hurting themselves, and you've done enough. It's fine.
All of these guys have cheated death like way too many times.
Yeah, they like, what was it, Knoxville or Steve-O one of them got put in the hospital the first week of filming?
2 of them did, I think.
Okay. It just seems like a bad idea.
It is.
Hopefully Bam gets help.
Yeah, I know. I don't want him to like fucking die. It's just like, come on, man.
Another person that needs to stop posting everything on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways. Hey, look, here's those new photos of Jared Leto as the Joker.
Who cares?
There's one, and there's the other.
Not so damaged anymore, is he?
No. Congratulations. You're getting a new trailer for Zack Snyder's Justice League on Valentine's Day. So grab the girlfriend, the wife, the boyfriend, whoever.
It's very considerate of Zack Snyder to realize that most of the people in the Release the Snyder Cut crowd are forever alone. So he's giving them something to do on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Because they don't have wives or girlfriends. And that's really considerate of Zack Snyder to do that.
You said it. Anyways, happy Valentine's Day, everyone. If you haven't checked out our most recent episodes, we have a brand new episode of Tech News Day that just went up. It has an update about Gorilla Glue, Hair Girl, and people poisoning the water supply. And if you want the original stories about that, we got another video over there for you. Stay tuned for Weekly Weird News, and we'll see you next time.
I better see you wearing 2 masks.
Only one. Okay.